We are live. Thank you, everybody, for another episode of Dan-A-Plooza. My guest at this time, ladies and gentlemen, the following stream is set for one fall, and it is a 30-minute time limit. My guest at this time is a producer, promoter, boxer, and occasional fighter. Virtual round of applause for Lady O.
Lady O Productions, aka female Hugh Hefner of the industry. What's up? What's up, Dan the man?
Thank you. For those watching and future watching, check out the LA Comic Con. That is December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd with the Glow Girls. You have Hollywood, Little Egypt, and Lightning. That'll be at the LA Convention
Also,
Center.
also Thunderbolt might be there. It's not 100% sure. I'm gonna be the
Okay.
handler, so I'll be the one keeping everybody in line before
Yeah,
they take selfies or get autographs from anybody.
yeah.
Slapping
You'd
people
be,
around. Get in line.
yeah. Keeping them in line, managing the toe. Uh, at the LA Convention Center. Also, for those for next year, if you are looking for an adventure, I would recommend the
The
Glow
Caribbean Adventure Tour.
Eastern Caribbean
Cruise.
Cruise. That is March 3rd through the 10th. And so far, confirmed is Hollywood will be there, Lightning, Thunderbolts, and Olympia.
Oh, and if you want to buy tickets to that, you have to go to www.originalglowcruise.com. There's
Yes.
different size cabins and whatnot. You get to meet and greet with them. You get to hang out with the girls. You get to do activities with them. And it's a lot of fun.
Yes, I would recommend that. So that'll be a good time. So look forward to that. I wish I could go. That is around my birthday, so
That could be your birthday cruise.
yes, it could be.
That could be your
Um,
birthday cruise. Also, Hollywood's book is almost done.
okay,
It's her
I heard about it.
autobiography, and it's called Inside Glow: A True Hollywood Story.
Oh,
So
awesome.
hopefully it'll be out either this year or the beginning of next.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that and promote it as we do here in the Dan-A-Plooza virtual world. So, I'm curious because I know that you are a boxer. Um, did you
Kickboxer as
always,
well.
yeah, were you always practicing boxing? Did movies inspired you? What made you decide to become a boxer?
Well, because there weren't that many females that were doing boxing at the time,
Hmm.
and I am from New York City
Hmm.
originally, and it was something that I decided was good for self defense and also for fitness at the time. So I pretty much started boxing like around, I would say, like 15, 16.
Okay.
And I also threw in kickboxing in the mix. And then I was kind of disappointed because at the time, like I said, there weren't that many female boxers. It wasn't like a thing.
Hmm.
You couldn't be in the Olympics. You couldn't do the Golden Gloves. And when they finally started allowing women to do boxing and be in the Golden Gloves, it was too late for me because I was past the age limit. So I started doing other things in order to earn money with the skill.
Yeah, you got to do what you can to earn the money.
Got to pay for college, got to pay bills.
Yeah, I think of she works hard for the money.
Good song.
Gotta treat her right. So, is there like somebody that you also enjoy that does boxing? Like, do you enjoy like movies or TV?
Well, I was always a big Bruce Lee fan and a Van Damme
Okay.
fan and a Steven Seagal fan.
Uh huh. That's awesome. You got to think of great movies with. I always remember Sudden Death. I don't know if you remember that movie.
I remember that movie.
Yeah.
So I was always
Hockey.
a Mike Tyson fan.
Oh yeah.
I loved Mike. No
It's
one could fight like Mike.
no one can fight like Mike. No one can sing like Mike either, too.
You don't want to hear him sing.
No. um, so, tell me about. Have you ever done the Glow Cruise?
I did. I actually did the first one that Hollywood hosted, and it was a lot of fun. It wasn't what I expected because there's a couple things people don't know. I do a lot of the advertising for her, and for her soaps, for
Mhm.
events and things. Most people would think in their minds that in order to do what I do with the promoting and the advertising, that one has to be like a super duper Glow fan.
Mhm.
And though I watched Glow, when I was a teenager, like I wasn't like hard up on watching it all the time. And a lot of the fans that are hardcore fans, not only can they tell you what episode and what they were wearing, but they'll tell you exactly minute by minute everything that was done. And when you listen to them, you're like, wow, wow, you really watched the show. And then here I come and I'm doing all the advertising and all the stuff. And if you ask me something about episode whatever, I look at you and I'm like, the hell do I know? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember my name half of the time. So I know that sometimes there could be a little bit of jealousy amongst the fans because in their minds they feel that someone that's helping with advertising and everything should be a super duper fan like them. But
Mhm.
it is what it is. If you don't have skills to advertise and promote, then somebody else has to come along and do it.
Right.
But they're,
So
they're but they're cool though, because it always shocks me how they can tell you minute by minute, play by play, the stuff, and they'll even say stuff that the girls themselves don't remember, but at that minute it triggers something in their head and they start remembering.
exactly, it always resonates, and it always creates this grand kind of adventure in their head of like their favorite matches. So
Yeah, yeah. And I have to tell you that it's amazing, as when you show like something that's on YouTube or Tubi or any of the clips that maybe somebody might have saved somehow in some form, a format, and they show it to the girls, they're like, wow. And you see their little eyes light up and you're like,
yeah.
wow, that's freaking awesome.
That's what it is. I think when I first saw Glow, I was in my early childhood.
That's most of us.
Yeah, in the 80s. But Hollywood was one of my favorites growing up. Um, and then Patricia Summerland, Sunny the California Girl, MTV. Those were my favorite Glow girls.
Yeah, everybody has their favorites. Everybody does.
So, other than Glow, do you watch any of the other wrestling products, or is
I
that?
used to be a huge Razor Ramon fan and a Hulk Hogan fan, and I used to watch it. And there was two reasons why I watched it. Number one, I have this cousin that she was totally into wrestling. I would go to her house and I would expect to play like Barbies or something. No, we're wrestling today. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, not what I came here for. So I had to pretty much forcefully watch, because at the time it was WWF, now it's WWE. I had to watch this with my cousin because that's what she wanted to watch. And then as I got older, I wound up dating guys that's all they were into. It was
Oh
either
yeah,
that or football. I
yeah,
refused to watch the football, but I was okay with watching the wrestling. And then after a while, it's like you're starting to go to Madison Square Garden to see, these events and stuff.
yes.
But it wasn't something where I was like, oh, I must watch. I must sit down today and I have to watch WWF. I have to. You know, I was more like, oh, let me watch this boxing match. Let me watch, the karate match that's going on, something like that.
Exactly. And I think that that's great. I was always a wrestling fan growing up. I I did improv a lot, so that's like a lot of my background was improvisation for comedy. And so the sketch that I got, it was Hulk Hogan and Randy Macho Man Savage go shopping for their wives, lingerie shopping, and fighting over the last item of clothing. And that's when I first learned, like, with doing that and voices, and because I was Macho Man, my friend who is like way skinnier than me, barely like a buck 20 was Hulk Hogan, and it was just silly nature, and I was like, I don't think you should be picking that item up.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Yeah, I was like, that's for Miss Elizabeth, and I need you to put that back, holster. So,
Oh, thank you so much. No. All right.
and then comedy pursued afterwards, but that was like for me was to do that and develop. So, do you think that um, as far as like the world and like and wrestling is today, is it still appreciated as much today as it used to be?
I don't think so. And I've also noticed that like the whole stage persona and even the entrances, they're
Mm-hmm.
slightly different. It seems like not everybody has that showmanship or that whole pizzazz that they used to, because they used to make such a big production of people's entrances and
Oh
people
yeah,
would stay in character even when they were not on camera. So if you ran into them in the street, all of a sudden they would do their persona. And now that's not the case anymore. Like I don't really see that happening anymore. You
yeah.
know,
I think
and
you're.
it takes away from the whole like, yeah, let's watch it.
Yeah, I think of many entrances like the Brood, how everyone would like that with the fire and coming up from the ring, and how that was interactive. You had the New Age Outlaws where they would have their responses. It just seems now that it's more not as interactive, but more just for the camera, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
The other thing too is I don't think that people take time to develop their stage character as much as they
True.
used to.
Yeah.
um so it kind of like takes away a little bit from it.
Exactly, exactly. I think that's a good point. I look at because I had some of my favorite wrestlers. The Rock is one of my favorites. um, just all the catchphrases and everything, and then Stone Cold, The Undertaker. That was my first favorite wrestler. Is The Undertaker.
He's been around for a long time.
He has been, and for my Halloween costume panel, I'm going to be The Undertaker for the one that
And
we're
Ric Flair, I always loved Ric Flair.
at. Yeah, he's a funny guy. He actually came to 20 minutes from where I live. I met Ric Flair. Um, I'll tell you, he first of all, they had no idea where we were located even because there was two different armories, so they went to an abandoned rubble. Like there was no, we had to tell them to go to the new armory.
Well, I'm trying to remember what year it was. um it might have been in 2021,
Okay.
I think. But out here in New York, they had the big event,
Oh yes, I know
and
that.
Hollywood was working a booth, and so I
Hmm.
went to be her handler, and Ric Flair happened to be there, and
Oh
it's like
wow.
I kept telling the promoter, I think I'm going to take a picture of Ric Flair with her, and he was like, I don't think they'll let you on the line. There's no way. And even she was like, I don't think so. The line is so big, and I was like, watch this. I walked over there. I asked the security person that was, lining up all the fans and everybody, who
Yeah.
do I speak to in order to get my boss to take a picture with Ric Flair? And they turned around, like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, she was one of the original Glow girls, and I want to take a picture of her with Ric Flair. They were like, oh,
Uh-huh.
just go up to Rick. And I told them, hey, my boss is Hollywood from the Glow Girls, and she wants to take
Yes.
a picture with you. Is that okay? He was like, oh yeah, I remember Glow.
Yeah.
Right away, everybody was in shock. I'm like, oh my god, you got to take a picture. I said, come on,
Yeah.
move it. And I
Yes.
took a picture of the both of them, and that was it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's so easy. I feel like people they just make a big deal about it,
I
as
think a
far
lot of times people would just become intimidated,
yeah.
even when one is a celebrity themselves, they become intimidated by other celebrities that they admire, I guess, to a certain, it's like, oh my god, no. But yeah,
We
it's
I'll
normal
tell
people. Everybody's a normal person like everybody else.
yeah, I'll tell you the oddest one that I had was when I went to meet Elvira, Cassandra
Oh,
Peterson. The girl that was no nonsense. She told everybody, you had to remember what she said, and for the picture, they would give you a magazine clip, and you had to hand it to Cassandra for your cutout. So it's like you would have the eyeball or like the finger, like the butt or something like that, you
Yeah.
know. And some people are like, "Well, I don't want the eyeball." I'm like, I'm not trading you. I got the clip. I'm not trading. And I just thought that was just interesting. And like when it was my turn, she's like, "Do I have to go over this?" I'm go, "No, I know the spiel. I've heard it like 10 times in line already. I'm already."
You're like, I'm ready. I'm ready for you, Cassandra.
Yeah. And she was a very sweet lady. But she did, even when I handed the clip of the magazine, she's like, "Oh, it's a clip of my butt. I don't know why we're doing this." But it was really funny. There was a whole bunch of married guys like waiting to meet her in line, and like they took their rings off. They were like,
Don't you just love it how in their heads they think, oh, she might pick me. She might be my mistress.
"Yeah." I'm like, I'm just like, especially because there was a group of them. I go, "Did you guys have a meeting before you got in line?" Like, all right, this is the plan. We're all. I'm like, there's still the band mark there.
You get the suntan from the wedding ring.
Yeah, yeah, they were all about that. But yeah, they were just like, this is what we need to do and everything. But yeah, some of them have been really cool. I did meet China. I did meet China before she passed away. Um, did you ever enjoy China in the WWE or?
I did, mostly because she was a muscle goddess, and
Yeah,
I totally I think anyone with muscles, doesn't matter if you're a guy, a girl, they them, you got muscles. I'm looking, I'm like, oh, because I always loved bodybuilders. I
oh
myself,
yeah,
because I was always in the gym, like I could never achieve that kind of dedication to become a
yeah,
bodybuilder. I love food too much. My legs are nicely built, my arms here and there, but there was no way that I was gonna have a 6-pack
yeah,
or a 12-pack. There was a meme that I had put out earlier in the week where it's like this big pink ball that's got
yeah.
like these huge muscular arms and legs. And it's like, yeah, my body tells you I go to the gym, but I also don't say no to a cookie.
Yes, I saw that with the Jigglypuff, like all like stacked, like he's working out, and like still eating the
No,
cookie.
because when you're a bodybuilder, and especially if you're doing competitions, your diet is like super strict.
Oh
I would never
yeah,
be able to survive like that. I wouldn't. I'd be like, what do you mean I can't have this piece of cheesecake? No.
exactly. I tell people I have a mini cooler on the go. Like that's sort of like it's compact.
I try my best to go 4 days to the gym out of the week, sometimes three. And if I'm able to go a little bit
Yeah.
more, I do my cardio, do my weights, to
Oh
try
yeah.
to, maintain my stamina and whatnot, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to do half of the stuff that I do. But there is no way that I could ever dedicate my whole entire day to just eating a certain portion or working out a certain way for a competition. That's why I admire them, and I just love looking at muscles. I'm like,
Yeah. I I too I've been working out lately and everything, and I've lost 55 pounds already. So
put in the work in.
yeah.
And another thing to point out too, if I have been blessed with ripped and toned muscles, I would be more obnoxious than what I typically am. Because I would probably walk around doing this. Oh yeah, guns, kissing my muscles, kissing, going up to people with my abs. I do that with my
Yeah.
legs, where somebody will show me their skinny little twig and be like, "Oh, this is my leg," and I'll drop my pants. No, no, that's not a leg. These are calves, and I start showing
Yeah.
off my calves. So if
Yeah.
that's with the calves, imagine if I had nice biceps or 6-pack. It would be a terror on the streets.
It, it would be. I always tell because I just started working out. I have MIT, and that's muscles and training. That's what I call it.
No, but you could start seeing when they're developing,
Oh yeah.
little by little, you can see it. You totally notice it.
Oh yeah. It's definitely been in my back. I've been working like in the back. Like the back is like tight.
And the funny thing is that sometimes you could be doing a lot of weights, and you might not see the results, but others around you will see it.
Yeah.
Because I think we all judge ourselves a little bit much more than the way that everybody else judges us.
Oh yeah. Um, I do mostly. I've been doing the bike. I do a bit of the bike exercise on the bike. Uh, and I do a bit of lifting and leg exercises, and then I do treadmill.
Always important to do legs.
Yes.
If there's one thing I hate seeing at the gym is when you see a guy that he's like all buff, and then when you look down to his legs, weird. And here's something funny. Here's something funny. Well, at least it's funny to me. But anytime that I'm at the gym and I'm
Yeah.
doing my legs, I happen to do legs every day.
There you go.
Not everybody does that every day.
Yeah.
And whenever I have to use the leg press, there's always this one person with a twig for legs, twiggy legs. And they'll be sitting there on their phone, pretending like they're working out.
Yeah.
I'll give them like a good 15 minutes and I'll walk away. I'll do something else and I'll come back. And at that point, I'll take the pants leg from my sweatpants,
Yeah.
lift them up, and then I'll go right in front of them and be like, how many more sets do you have left? I need to do my legs. And they're like, I'm done.
They're like, suddenly something unexpected came up and I have to go.
Yeah, because it cracks me up. Like, this is why your legs are not built, because you're on your phone instead of using the leg press.
Yeah. Get off the TikTok and no. I normally do just a couple of sets. I ask anybody if they're using it, and then I just go about my way and do that. And then I go and do other things. I do a rotation cycle.
And pretty much the same thing with the back. Like, there's certain machines and certain exercises that if there's somebody that wants to use the machine at the same time as you,
Yeah.
you can actually work on it together where they can spot you, you can spot them. But then there's certain exercises that doesn't quite work out that
No.
way. Like, if I'm doing the bag, I have a certain amount of time that my timer goes off for the bag.
Okay.
So if somebody wants to jump in while I'm doing the bag, my response is no, because I'm working the bag. It's very rare that I'll have somebody working the bag at the same time as me.
Mm-hmm.
And usually I'll make an exception if it's somebody that I know that they're first starting out and they want to learn how to do certain things, because then in that particular case, while I'm working out, I become teacher at the same time. So then I'll be like, here, try, watch me do this, then you try this.
Yeah.
That I can do with somebody at the bag, but not somebody that they want to like pretend like they're, the latest MMA fighter, the latest boxer. I had a guy at the gym not too long ago, and this is when I was a member a couple months back of Push Fitness, because I changed my gym.
Yeah.
Everybody knew that when 6:30 hit, I was the person that was at the bag Monday to Thursday. So people wouldn't be near the bag. They wouldn't bother me because they knew that I was there and I was doing it for like anywhere between 18 to 20 minutes.
Yes.
So here comes this new guy just joining the gym, for the first day or whatever. And I see that he's using everything else. He's using the weights, he's using the battle rope, and all these things are right around where the boxing bag is. So I come and I'll start putting on my gloves. I start setting up, before I put on my gloves, I set up my timer, have my water bottle there.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready, I'm stretching, getting ready. And he comes to me and he's unpacking these brand new MMA styled gloves.
Oh, okay.
And he starts to put them on. And I'm looking at him like, does he not see that I have my gloves on now by this time? He goes, oh, are you going to use the bag? Now, this is one of those days where my responses sometimes could be a little bit abrupt, which is something that I'm trying to work on, because I have to speak to the public, so I can't be a jerk all the time.
Yeah.
I looked at him, but it was one of those days where it's like my main purpose was just to hit the bag because I had a bad day. And I said to him, no, I just got the gloves on to look pretty. And he's like looking at me like in shock. And I was like, and I started hitting the bag. He goes, oh, well, I was kind of hoping I could work. I said, sir, I have my timer on. I'm going to be hitting this bag for 18 to 20 minutes.
Yes.
I do not have time for your bullshit. I need to train.
Right.
Like, yeah, but I was like, no, we cannot train together because this is in Taibo. I don't have time for this. I don't need you to spot. You can stay there and watch me. Once I'm done, then you can jump in. He goes, oh, but for how many minutes? I'm doing this for 18 minutes today, sir. Just step to the side. He was in shock. He's standing there. And I said, sir, I want to make it very clear. You're standing too close to the bag. Not only will I be punching this bag, but I'll be kicking it. I said, I get paid to fight men much bigger than you. So therefore, please step to the side.
You'll get knocked out.
Yeah, and he was still standing there. So at that point, to be a jerk, because I can be a jerk sometimes
Yeah.
too, I started kicking it full force
Yeah.
to the point where he had to jump out of the way. He left me alone for a little bit. He stayed in the area. I finished my workout. And once I was done, I look up to where he was and I said to him, okay, buddy, the bag's all yours. Could you believe that after all of that, what the man did was he picked up his stuff and left the gym?
Aw.
Didn't even use the bag, didn't do
He
nothing.
he took his ball and went home.
Yeah, I think what it is he thought that I was going to go to the bag and just kind of like some of the dogs do at the bag. And that's not what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of like did something to him. He
Yeah.
felt humiliated. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. Well, that just happens sometimes. People are very me. So,
Yeah. And like I said, it was funny. He sees that I put the time
yeah.
in. I'm putting on the gloves. Then that's when he starts taking. I'm like, if I have the gloves on, it's obvious that I'm putting them on for a reason. I'm not going to go lift weights wearing boxing gloves, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I've done a little bit of boxing. I will tell you that, a little bit, but the problem was is I wasn't in shape in time, and the class was like over like aerobics and then boxing, so I wasn't fit for the aerobics part, and then they wanted me to hit bag, and then it wasn't.
But you know something, the more you can even practice on your own, the more that you hit the bag and you start working on your footwork and you do more cardio, like you do the treadmill or the elliptical, believe it or not, especially because you're a man and men, they tend to slim down and build muscle faster than a female. I would say within 3 months time of you continuously, maybe 3 to 4 days or even 5 days, even if you were to hit the bag for like 30 minutes or even 20 minutes,
Okay.
you would see immediate results.
Exactly. Um, I think it's because the jump rope, I had done so much jump roping. And the thing was, it wasn't really spaced. It was really close. So we almost hit each other like jump roping and everything. And then it's like, go punch. And then I didn't work. And then I hit. And then like I hit, like this on the thing, like I didn't, grip and do that. And then I just smacked my fingers because he had some kind of block thing, it wasn't a
Mm-hmm.
bag, it was a block. And I think I wasn't used to it. I hit it and then my fingers and I go, that didn't work the way I expected it
You're
to.
like, this class is dangerous.
Yeah. I'm like, we need more space, Well, that's going to do it for Dan-A-Plooza. I'd like to thank my guest, Lady O. Keep supporting Dan-A-Plooza. Next guest tonight at 8 p.m., Aline Isley will be here. Everyone take care and have a good